Today we're going to talk about why I wear a hooded shirt when I ride my bike. I've been wearing hooded shirts for mountain biking for years now, and today I'm going to talk about the shirts that I like and the shirts that I wear and explain why I do it in the first place. The story of why I wear a hooded shirt starts about 5 years ago. We rode the Kokopelli Trail, and that trail takes 3 days to complete at our speed, and I got completely sunburnt on day 1. And days 2 and 3 I was looking for anything I could find to shade my ears and my neck. I tried t-shirts around my helmets, little towels, I had some headscarves I would put, and at the end of that I just said there's got to be a better way. Even with sunblock, I was getting sunburnt bad. And that sun is really bad for your skin. So these are UPF 50 shirts. The ones I use are made by Patagonia, and I haven't found the perfect shirt yet, but there's 2 that I use. This one is newer. It's the Capilene Cool Daily Hoodie. It's meant for hiking and water sports and stuff. It's not meant for mountain biking, and I would love to work with Patagonia to make it work. It's super thin. So for example, this is a sweatshirt. People think I'm wearing a sweatshirt when I'm wearing this. I'm not wearing a sweatshirt. This thing is thinner than a t-shirt. And so I'm not getting hot when I'm wearing this. People think it's like an insulating layer. It's not. It's protecting me from the sun. I really like the Capilene ones because they've got this gray, kind of heather gray look to it, and it doesn't stain as much. My other shirt is the Men's Tropic 2 hoodie, and I'll show you this in just a sec. But this has stains all over it because it's one color. It just stains really bad. And this Capilene one with multiple colors doesn't stain. I mean, it stains, but you don't see it because it mixes in with the other gray. This is the lightest and most comfortable of my hoodies, and it's thinner than t-shirt material, and it's comfortable. Like, I would wear these all the time, everywhere, if I could afford them. They're not cheap. They're about 60 bucks a piece. But that's about what mountain bike jerseys go for. But they're UPF 50, so they don't burn you. They cover my ears, they cover the back of my neck, they cover the front of my neck, and it really helps me not get sunburned. So we ride this in the desert all the time because it keeps the sun from cooking our skin. It actually keeps you from getting hot. It breathes really well. It's a pretty loose fit, so when you're riding, air is going around, it goes in your hood, it blows down your back. It keeps you pretty dang cool. So there are a few changes I would make to the Capilene one. For instance, the hood is tiny. It's not big. It's not nearly as big as this one that I'll show you in a second. And it doesn't cover my helmet. And so I'll go riding and it'll just blow off my head. And so it doesn't stay on. And that's kind of the job I need it to do, is to protect my ears. I thought about putting some magnets in or some clips or some way to hold it onto my helmet. I haven't ruled that out yet, but I haven't found a great solution. But this hood needs to be like 3 inches longer and a little bit bigger. Also, the Capilene has a regular fit. It isn't very baggy, and that's okay, but I find that these, when they're loose fitting, they cool you down a little bit better. All right, now I'm gonna put on the Men's Tropic 2 Comfort hoodie. This is not Capilene. It's a little bit heavier. It doesn't breathe quite as well. It's not quite as comfortable, but the fit is different. So let me show you what that fit looks like. So I wear a large in both of these. I have a long torso, even though I'm short. From my waist up is like the height of a 5'10" man. This one has thumb holes, which I've never used in my life. This is the Men's Tropic 2 Comfort hoodie, and this is a fishing hoodie because fishermen are in the water all day and the sun's reflecting off the water and burning them as well. So this has a little more protection. You got a little button right here that you can close to kind of snug it up around your face a little bit more. I know I look like a dork. I'm not going to win any fashion awards, but I'm also going to be able to ride well into my 70s and 80s because I don't have skin cancer. So the first thing you'll notice is this has a much bigger hood. In fact, sometimes I can get it around the visor, which looks stupid, but it actually holds it on. So on a really windy day, it's not going anywhere. This has a little bit of a stretchy material too, and this has a baggier fit. It's a lot looser, and that's really nice on a hot day when you get some wind in there. So I much prefer the hood on this one. I prefer the baggier fit. It doesn't look quite as nice as this one. I have stains on it because I do yard work in this. I do this anytime I'm outside, I wear these. And being in Arizona, we get intense heat. It destroys plastics in like 2 days. If you leave a zip tie outside, it breaks down and doesn't work anymore. Our sun is intense. And so these I use all the time. But I do prefer the feel of the Capilene hoodie. It's a softer material. It's a little bit cooler, a little bit lighter, and it wicks sweat a little bit better. This one isn't like a tech tee. It doesn't really wick sweat. It's still very thin, and it does well when it gets wet, but it's not perfect. So I would love to blend the two of these. I would love to have this be a tiny bit baggier and have the big hood of the Tropic Comfort 2. And I'd love to put some strategic mesh vents in it for better breathability. Until then, I'm going to swap back and forth between the two. There's no perfect solution yet, but I'm still looking for it, and I will keep you updated. If you're sick of wearing sunblock or getting dust and dirt stuck to the back of your neck because you're wearing sunscreen, or you're bad about putting it on and you care about your skin health, definitely check these out. I've got a link to these in the description below. By purchasing through that link, I make a very small commission. It doesn't cost you any extra money, but it helps me support this channel. So there you have it. The #1 question I get on the channel is, aren't you hot wearing a sweatshirt all the time? It's not a sweatshirt. It's lighter than a t-shirt. It's lighter than most jerseys, and it's UPF 50 designed to block the sun to protect your skin. And I love it. I think I look like a dork. I don't really care. As long as I get to keep riding and be around for my family and my loved ones, that's all that matters. Check them out in the link in the description below. If you learned something and this opened your eyes to a new way to do things that's pretty non-traditional, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. We do a lot of non-traditional things like ride hardtails and challenge the status quo and do things that maybe aren't the most trendy but make a heck of a lot of sense. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains and you're invited.